Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. Another video here on Saturday, October the 9th. The year's 2021. Let's talk trading. TRO, dynamic support resistance. Updates. Just so you know, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And of course, when you're trading, always have your money and risk management in place. Okay? Don't lose any more on any one particular trade than you're willing to lose. So, TRO, dynamic support resistance. It's an indicator I wrote way back in my TradeStation days. It was one of the ones that made me quote unquote famous. It computes the support resistance dynamically. Now, what we did was we used to use it in conjunction with the 3-level ZZ indicator. And you can see how the balls match. So it kind of gives you a history. Now, people complain that the 3LZZ repaints, but it really doesn't. It updates in real time. But with the dynamic support resistance, it doesn't repaint. It's going to look the same every time. But it does update in real time. It's just that the 3 balls will move, but the diamonds, since we're plotting them every bar, they don't change. Now, to simulate the 3 ball, what you need to do is change I periods to 34. Now, there's also something I put in here. This is the update. So we're going to turn the gauge on. And what this will do is it will tell you the breakout distance from resistance and the breakout distance from support. Now, how does it work? Oh, there's one other thing I like to do on this, just so you know. And I wanted to do this while I'm making the video rather than have it all set up, so that way you can see how to do it. I changed the line width to 3, so the diamonds get bigger, kind of, so you can see that they're going to match the 3 ball. So what happened was, this may have been a 3 ball, and it most likely was. But then when it pushed down, the 3 ball moved here, and then the 3 ball moved here, and that's why people say it repaints, because they don't understand this indicator. This is a breakout indicator, not a reversal indicator. And back in the day, when we were trading in the 2% club, in the Pal Talk room, and one of the traders was 3 clips, and you can see his post over on Crestlick. He realized that, you know, rather than get cut up when you first see this 3 ball, he says usually you'd see it move before it would reverse. And he was right, because it's a breakout indicator. So what I've done is I've gone in and I've put a calculation in there. And so you can see here, right about there, it's 6.4 pips. And what I've found out in most cases, especially during the London and New York session, when you see a 3 ball appear and you're looking to do a reversal trade rather than breakout, what you might want to do is sit on your hands for a while and wait for this number to at least get to 10 or 12 or maybe 15 before you start to look for a reversal. Because if you do that, you won't get suckered in. And what do I mean by that? So you come down here and you see it put in a 3 ball, and then it broke this high. So it looks like it's going up, but oh no. And so then it comes here, puts it looks like it's going up, but oh no. And so then finally here you got that breakout. And what I used to do is I would count pushes. And I usually wait for about 3 or 4 horizontal pushes. So right here we've got, 2 or more diamonds at the same level. So this is like the 0. So here's 1 push, here's 2 push, there's kind of a 3rd push, here's a 4th push, Here's a fifth push, here's a sixth push. So rather than sit there and have to count pushes, I decided to, update the display here. And then also on the 3-level ZZ, if you've got the latest version, it tells you the semaphore range between the last two semaphores. So between here and here is 8.4 pips, and the distance from the most recent semaphore is 2.9 pips. So you can see here we're 4.9 pips below the resistance, dynamic resistance here. We are 5.5 pips above the dynamic support there. And the range between the support and the resistance is 10.4 pips. And I believe we're at the 52.9% level right there. So a little bit more than halfway above it. We haven't had a resistance breakout, but we have had a breakout of support from here all the way down to here. So it broke out from this level to this level. So that's the update. So using this, it'll definitely cool your jets, and hopefully you won't get suckered into trades or fooled into trades where you think it's reversing when it's really not. Because, this is what you really don't want to have happen. So many times it looks like it's going up and you jump in and then it just, goes against you. And chances are you're probably trading against H1 candle color, which is breaking a rule of thumb. But a lot of times on reversals, you have to, because very rarely is it going to go up and come down. You'll get that, to get that type of trade. Sometimes it does, but it's usually not going to put in a 3-ball. So what you might want to do is you look for a 3-ball, say, okay, this sucker is probably going to break down. You look for a place to start going short, because it's like, hey, it hasn't reached its usual potential of, 10, 12, 15 pips. And if you look back on the chart, you can see how that happens. So here, once again, you had a 3-ball put in, then you wait. So we had a push, another push. There was a little, there were some pips to be had, but then here we go down again. If you took that trade, there were some pips to be had, but here we go down again. This was a potential getting suckered once again, and then coming back up. Finally getting another 3-ball here. And so at this point, this was a 3-ball, but the way the 3-level ZZ calculates it, and then when it goes back, it shows it as a 2-ball, but the dynamic support resistance stays showing where it was. And this is where price moved up. The support moved up, but then only to get pushed down again, and then only to get pushed down again. So, but from here, you can see you've got a 24 pip push from here. That was 14. So once again, you could have scalped a few pips. But it's one of these things. It's like, don't be so anxious. Look left. Oh, there's some support here. Maybe it'll come down to this level. And what did it do? So that's how you can use the TRO dynamic support resistance indicator combined with the 3-level ZZ that I modified. So I hope that helps you in your trading, because once again, you just don't want to get suckered and jump in that trade too early. This will help you with your timing, hopefully. And all you have to do is just wait. Let the range happen, and up here too, let that range expand, and then you can see it just might be time for a reversal. So for example, here, you had 20 pips. Yeah, it could be time for a reversal, from From here to here, there was 16. From here to here, there was almost, 16 again. So, like I said, right around somewhere between 10 and 15, just look for it. So if you see a 2-ball come in, you say, well, I need to see about, 15 or so pips before I want to reverse. And that's, one way how to play it. Of course, there's other ways. And you can use this on different time frames too. It's just then you're going to have to look at the breakouts a slight bit differently. So for example, if we move up to M5, we can still use that 15 pip rule, because you can see here this was actually 46 pips, and that right here this was 20 some pips, but you see we hit it, but we don't have the dynamic support here coming up to trade off of it. But you can just see how price is moving in those 15 pip or so moves. So for example, here you come from here to here, 39 pips. So yeah, it's chance of getting a reversal. And depending on how price is moving for the day, sometimes you might get the ride for your 20 pips or so. Other times you might just take 2 or 3. You have to read the market, look left, see what's happening. And right here, you can see there was some previous resistance, and you can see how price stalled a few times. So, fellow traders, that's pretty much it on the dynamic support resistance indicator. And once again, if you want that indicator, come over to the Kreslik.com and go to the Motherlode 2021, download the indicators right here. It's in the TRO build 1300. And there's a whole bunch in there. In fact, just look for anything I've updated in 2021, and you might want to load them onto your MT4 platform. Okay, so that being said, once again, doesn't matter if you use my indicators or not, somebody else's, or you're naked trading, naked chart trading. It's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is TheRumpledOne, over and out.